It is incredibly difficult to find a purpose in life, and the search for meaning is often drilled into you from a young age. How many times were you asked what you wanted to be when you were older? The answer to this question changes depending on your age, getting more realistic the older you are. Although having a concrete answer by the end of your teenage years is difficult, you usually have a general idea of which field you would like to get into. If you like art, you pursue a career in arts, and if you like science, you pursue a career in said field. Yet for a small portion of adolescents, their purpose is still unknown to them. Watching the people around you work towards a goal while you are clueless throughout your life is a saddening feeling. This emotion, with loneliness and depression, often drive these people to seek out or get coerced into extreme groups just to have a sense of purpose in life or just to belong somewhere. These extreme groups were difficult to find in the past, but with the development of the internet, the search for wacky groups has gotten easier than ever. One website notorious for its extreme groups is 4chan. Although most users are silly and are looking for plain and simple fun, others use this website as a medium through which they advertise their extremist views. Regardless, 4chan has developed a reputation for harboring a community of brass and brazen individuals that spent most of their days within the trenches of the World Wide Web. The emergence of the internet did not only allow like-minded individuals to connect, specifically social media platforms such as YouTube or TikTok allowed for anyone to post videos about whatever they wanted to. You visited a zoo and wanted to document it? Sure, that's allowed. You played a game you like? Share it for the entire internet to see. Being able to share anything you want for anyone to see is fun by design. Yet, what if you could earn money doing so? That's when the game changes completely. The focus shifts from plain and simple fun to strategies which promote your content to the most people. Describing all the effects of monetization on social media platforms is outside the scope of this video. One important aspect is the possibility for anyone to earn money doing anything. There are countless of YouTubers in the market that make gaming or gaming-related videos for a living. While most fizzle out within the internet landscape, a few manage to make it out on top and are able to make a living doing whatever their hearts desire. One of such individuals is Minecraft YouTuber and influencer Gerg. He quickly rose in subscriber count, flying high like Icarus, yet Gerg has recently faced backlash from the Minecraft community for his maltreatment towards his community and the people he has worked with. What exactly is this drama? How did it begin? And is Gerg really the person he says he is, or is he hiding something from the masses? This is the story of Gerg, Minecraft's most famous incel. Gerg was a security engineer for a British company before his pursuit of YouTube. However, he was incredibly unhappy doing the job. He disliked the field of work and felt forced to do it for a living. He wasn't without a passion though, as he loved the video game Minecraft, a survival sandbox game released in 2011. Gerg loved building and was honestly quite good at the craft. He first made an appearance 5 years ago within the Minecraft server vcraft, a Minecraft Anarchy server shared among 4chan for 4chan users. Fast forward to 2023, and Gerg was in a Discord call with a few of his online friends at the time. One of his friends decided to start a YouTube channel of his own. After having known Gerg for a while, said friend suggested Gerg to start his own YouTube channel. He has a pleasant voice and the undying passion for Minecraft, the building blocks of a respectable presence on the internet. Gerg proceeded to make a vow at the conception of his YouTube career, to overtake his friend in subscriber count and have it soar to the sky. And so, Gerg uploaded his first Minecraft-related video on his YouTube channel, titled vcraft World Showcase, 1.5 years of Minecraft. This video covered the many builds on the 4chan Minecraft server ever since its origin. Video did poorly, garnering 2.6k views at the time of writing the script. He would proceed to upload a Let's Play series which additionally performed poorly, now unlisted from his channel. Seeing his videos flop, Gerg stepped over to uploading shorts to both YouTube and TikTok. This seemed to boost his viewer count a lot. Pairing the shorts stimulated boosts in his creative prowess, Gerg overtook his friend as he ascended to a now hefty 735k subscribers. He currently posts videos about unique minigames he comes up with, opinions he has on Minecraft's design, or cool challenge videos boasting the persona of a greedy and brash capitalist pig in it just for the money. Yet donning such a bossy and cocky personality has its downsides, as a singular wrong step or comment could cascade into something much more than initially intended. Gerg has teetered on the edge for far too long and is now facing backlash for it. What has Gerg done to warrant such discretion and drama? Gerg's drama could be distilled into two sections: the Google Doc and the events that occurred within the Gergville Minecraft/Discord server. Firstly, the Google Doc. Gerg outlines that people were giving him a tough time for three events that occurred. Firstly, the pigger joke. In the video, Important Pig News, Gerg covers the skin variants for the Minecraft pig. He proceeds to call a darker colored skin a pigger, after which he reveals his skin to be a dark colored version of his own skin.
But generally, I really like the texture of this guy, a lot more than I do over this pigger over here. Don't worry, I can say that.
I don't have much to say about this section. An edgy joke to some while distasteful to others. 2. The Technoblade incident. Gerg made a post on X commenting on a video created by famous Minecraft YouTuber TommyInnit. The video titled Raising Money for Technoblade is, as the title implies, a video in which both TommyInnit and Technoblade's father raise money for a charity that supports those affected by sarcoma diseases, either directly or indirectly. Gerg commented, "I know nothing about these people, but didn't this dude die like 5 years ago? How many times are you going to dance around a corpse for money?" This, of course, is incredibly distasteful, and Gerg should have done his research before posting about this. He outlines this in his doc as well, and has since then apologized for his actions. Regardless, tensions against the Gerg were rising. Finally, the real juice of the doc, the N-word allegation. However, before we get into this, we need to dive further into the history of Gergville. Gergville is split into two sections, the Minecraft server and the Discord server. The Minecraft server was hosted by CyberMark, an admin on the server. The Minecraft server was a run-of-the-mill survival server, in which players gather resources and play the game with fellow fans of the pig. People enjoyed playing on the server. Gerg, however, rarely played on this Minecraft server. When he did, he would be in creative mode, building or surveying his own server. If he deemed a player's build unsightly, he would destroy it. The act of destroying the creations of the audience pissed off said audience, yet Gerg wanted the builds he deemed ugly to be gone. So a plan was devised. The world border would be moved by 5k blocks, essentially forcing most of the builds within the server to be inaccessible and out of sight. Gerg forced the players to pack up their things and go to the overlapping zone. This led to more outrage as everyone was forced to rebuild their builds and the world border shift was uncalled for. Shortly after this decision, CyberMark told Gerg he would stop hosting the server and gave the YouTuber a week to find a new host. After 2 days, however, Gerg gave up and thus the server shut down, upsetting the players even further, serving as the flint and steel igniting the flame of drama. Focusing on the Discord server, Gerg created the server as a way to bring all fans together and interact directly with the audience. The server, however, was chaotic. Gerg was unsure how to design and host a successful public server. That's where Discord user Ookey offered to run the server for him. Gerg rarely interacted with the Discord server. When he did return though, Gerg would edit the server without any regard for the users, nor the staff team, deleting channels under the guise of bloat. This rightfully pissed off both the audience and Ookey, that spent their time improving and running the server. Although his followers were pissed, the next event fanned the flame into a full-blown house fire. Chat images were leaked to the public of an altercation between Gerg and one of his admins, Lazy Gamer, which Gerg was upset Lazy Gamer abused the @everyone command. In this altercation, Gerg dropped the N-word. This image was mentioned in the Google Doc he created, in which he claimed the image was fake and he never said the word. However, the image is not fake.
Ookey sent a picture that a message around that time has now been deleted, indicating that alterations were made at least somewhere around that time.
Gerg, faced with an issue, blames the leaked image on head moderator Bishop. Bishop, as Gerg outlines in his doc, was an alcoholic and had a crush on Gerg, spending several pages defaming Bishop for his past actions and pinning blame on him. Bishop had no play in any of the drama as Ookey leaked the image, not Bishop. Ookey, disgruntled by Gerg's negligent behavior towards the server, gave a few pissed off moderators admin permissions and the server got nuked. Gerg subsequently decided to shut down the server permanently, deeming it out of control and too much of a hassle to run. Following the nuke, all the dirt people had collected on Gerg behind the scenes was leaked, and many slurs were thrown by him. I won't get into detail, but here are some of the images which I've seen revealing how the man behind the pig truly acted. In summary, Gerg made a distasteful joke, shitty comments, and neglected his server, outright framing a staff member for faking all the dirt that's circulating. The story does not end here, however. The comments, the persona, the negligence. People wondered who the real Gerg was. Why was he shifting blame so hard? Was he hiding something? Well, dear viewer, hold my hand as we enter deep into the trenches of the internet, to places I dread to enter, capable of shivering even the most stalwart of timbers. Welcome to the incel side of the internet. Kiwifarms is a web forum originally launched in 2013. The website is infamous for its users gathering together to troll, stalk, and dox the people they decide to target. Often, targets of the Kiwi farmers are people that are neurodivergent, disabled, or transgender. Now, why am I bringing up the Kiwi farms out of nowhere? Well, a user on the website named Jamal Bingus was often active in the Minecraft-related forums. Upon closer inspection of this account, we find a post of interest. Jamal Bingus comments on anti-competition practices with developers of Minecraft Bedrock Edition. In this post, he shares several images. I want you to pay attention to this comment. I even reached out to him to ask questions, including why he put dumb off-topic shit in his doc. Take a look at the actual message. Okay, well, one post isn't enough. Let's look at other posts. Not sure if this belongs here, but backlash. Finally made it to the thread. So Jamal Bingus is Gerg. Interesting. Let's see what Gerg is posting about then. Bros, it's Jove. Okay, so the Kiwi farms are bad, but it surely ends here, right? Surely he's not on any other notorious website. rdrama is a branch from Reddit. It describes itself as a platform in which incompetent or abusive moderation is absent, and you can talk about anything you want to without a filter. The server regularly hosts mass casualty events, in which people bet on mass casualty events, such as shootings, in which you bet on the identity or motive of the perpetrator. I mean, that sounds pretty bad, because it is. Let's take a look at the rules. Okay, rules 1 to 15 seem pretty alright. How about the rest? 16. You are encouraged to post drama you are involved in. 17. You are encouraged to brigade in bad faith. You are encouraged to gaslight, to gatekeep, above all else to girl boss. You are encouraged to egg people on to transition or otherwise make drastic life changes. The site is a Janny playground. Participation implies enthusiastic consent to being Janny abused by unstable alcoholic bullies who have nothing better to do, banning you for any reason or no reason whatsoever. Mods equals gods. On rdrama, we have user Bussy Boy. I can't say Bussy Boy over and over again. I'll just call him Boy. This account is pretty active as it has many awards and the Reddit equivalent of upvotes. Further digging reveals a post in which Boy is associated with Gerg. Even worse, user AzureWaves commented wishing him luck in the recent drama he has found himself. No one has even found this accursed place yet. Well, I certainly wish I hadn't. I will not comment on the actions of Gerg, nor will I comment on why he has accounts on these websites. This is up to you, the viewer, to decide. Throughout this video, I have mentioned many people that have interacted with Gerg and used to work with him. I reached out to a few of them to get their opinions on the situation. I heard that there was some drama going on in the Greg side of things, the Gerg side of the Minecraft universe. But before we get into that whole thing, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, you can call me Ookey. I'm probably more known in the Gerg server as Pookie, but I go by any Pookie or Ookey, whatever you like. I was the main admin, supposedly. I've been part of the community for a long time. Pretty much at the start of the Discord server, I offered to help out with the server because for me, I really enjoy kind of running servers and stuff. It's just a little fun pastime of mine. So I helped to manage the server, try to keep things running smoothly and make sure people in the server were happy. So that's kind of how I got to know Gerg, is I just messaged him one day because I saw when he was really small at the start, just offering to help out a creator that I seemed to like.
So you kind of just volunteered basically to help him out when he was still small.
Yeah. So when I can't quite remember, it must have been like a year and a bit ago now when I first messaged him. Yeah,
I think it was around 2022 or 23 when he first started his channel.
Yep.
So you really did like catch him when he was like just on the cusp of like growing into
pretty much
700k that he is now. Yeah.
He'd just made his Discord server and I joined it and I saw that his Discord server was in dire need of some help. So I messaged him and yeah, went from there.
Alright. So you didn't know Greg before, or Gerg, before the whole situation happened?
No, I did not know. I had no personal relations with Gerg before the Discord server.
Had you heard of him before at all, or is it really just new, decided to contact him?
Yeah,
and you got the
honestly,
position?
I've done this before with other creators. I've contacted just to help out.
So, you've been on this Discord server for quite some time. How would you rate your interactions with him?
With Gerg, I had very limited interactions, which was unfortunate because as someone that was trying to help him out and as time progressed, be more involved in the Discord server side, I think a lot of people in the server can vouch that I was quite involved a lot with the community, and then a lot of people would say they knew me as one of the main admins. A lot of my free time was spent trying to help out, which I did offer, but again, it is my own free time out of my free will, and it was free.
Volunteer work from the sounds of
it.
But you enjoyed
it. I do enjoy like the technical side. As a creative myself, I like creating things and doing all sorts.
So, if I understand this correctly, you nurtured the server into what it became.
I'd like to say so, yeah.
I wouldn't assume that you managed to do all the moderation by yourself.
No.
Since it's a big task to control a Discord server with how many people did it have?
There was, at the biggest point, it was at like 23,000, I think.
Yeah, like that's no easy feat to do by yourself, right?
Yeah, so I actually, obviously, as any admin would, where they ran applications for mods, and I did mostly that myself without much input from some of the other admins. Although they did, I'm not taking that away, they did have some input, but a lot of it I had to try and find mods myself with the criteria that we needed.
How many mods / admins did you have more or less on the server? Do you remember that?
Oh, so
it's a pretty difficult question. But...
Yeah, difficult one because it changed quite a lot. There was a lot of situations where without much information, Gerg or one of his inner circle would ban one of these moderators. So we tried to aim to have like active mods on the Discord side of things. I think we had about 6 or 7 that I had found at a time, and then some were banned for various reasons, but that's a whole different thing.
More or less, there were 6 people that were like the core of the staff team, and the rest kind of just came in and left and got kicked and banned, etc., etc.
To describe the cores, it was Gerg's core of admins, which were his close friends that I gather he knew before he started content creation. And then I was also an admin, so I was like the outsider doing that. And then I had my group of moderators that I had kind of built a relationship with in terms of speaking to them and help, and they wanted to help me out as well.
Basically made your own core.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, so speaking of the core moderators / admins that you had in that server, do you remember the names of them and what team you say they were on?
Yeah, so a lot of people have made their own little servers with their core friends, and I've got my own server. One of them was known as R.
R?
Yeah, just
like the letter?
Just the letter R. R full stop with their full... I think their full username is quite long, so I think they just shortened it. They're from quite early on in the moderation application. And then we have someone called Astra, someone called Lolbit, who was also there. We had someone called the Coconut Man, I believe.
Yeah.
We had a guy called Soip, or Soup, or however he goes.
I received a couple of names of the admins, I think, of the server.
Right, yeah.
Which were I6, Phobos, Bishop, Bubble, Ookey, and Lazy.
Yeah, so on the Bishop side, he was never actually like an admin. Gerg always kept him as a senior mod, essentially. He was never like had full admin perms. Phobos, I can't really recall. I think he came on later, but I6, Lazy, and Noided were the main admins there in terms of that had admin permissions.
Of these admins, you said that there were a couple that were Gerg's close friends.
Yes, correct.
Do you remember which ones those
Yeah,
were?
so as I remember, Lazy is one of Gerg's close friends. I6 is also, and Noided as well. And there was also Mark, who I think was the owner of VCraft, which they all came from, which is a separate, that's how they all got to know each other.
Mark is the owner of VCraft?
Or he's the head admin, I believe.
What did you think of the admin core of Gerg's friends compared to the other admins / mods that were not part of that?
to be honest, I don't have too much bad to say about them because they never really interacted with me or any of the stuff that I was doing with the server. It was just they'd put input here and there. To me, they were civil, I guess. They didn't send any hate towards me or anything like that, but I never knew exactly what they're thinking, obviously. I didn't have much contact with them, even though we had like a staff chat together and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting what you say there, because you'd assume that the moderators and the admins work together to moderate the server, right?
Yeah.
Sounds of it, it's like everyone was doing their own thing separately.
He encouraged a lot in the server was drama, because he made lots of drama about attacking block vomits and how he didn't agree with that, and so I think that was kind of core to his content creation.
You're mentioning a lot of things that I want to come up with, that I want to mention later. I'm very glad that you're doing so. But before we go there, how often was Gerg active within the server?
Yeah, so this was quite an odd one. At the very start, when I first started, he was kind of active in talking to the community, but then that died off. And then he would disappear for months and then come back, and we'd have tried to improve the server by adding some things that the community might like, for example, little community chats about certain topics. It was kind of like how you develop a server, you base it off what people are wanting and how can you improve it, how can you increase engagement, whatever. But he would come back and then without warning, he would delete these channels and people would get confused and I would be like, what is going on? Like things would be deleted because in his opinion, it was too much bloat, he would say.
Yeah.
But we never had that really much communication about what exactly was wrong. And he himself had said that he didn't really understand how Discord servers work and how to increase engagement. Whereas I feel like as someone that's done a lot of research into that, I feel I know a little bit about how to increase engagement in servers and continue engagement. So it was a little bit confusing when he would come back and delete stuff. And this would happen quite often, and lots of people would be angry or annoyed in the chat because a lot of server history would be gone. It's not like he archived it and privated the channels, which I'd made an archive for, so that if he did that, he could move it there. But instead, he just straight up deleted stuff. So we just lost that forever.
Huh. So on one hand, he's taking his own initiative into making the server, but on the other hand, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
So he's asking you for help and then ignoring it, basically.
Yeah, but he would never.
Some say
he would never like. I think he did once potentially come to me and ask, "What can we do to improve?" And then he went back to just deleting stuff.
Wow. So the only interactions you've kind of had with him are him deleting stuff out of nowhere in your Discord server every now and again.
Yeah.
And like asking him probably what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's blow.
Pretty much. Like I made a server banner and server art for it, and yeah, a lot of effort I put into it. But yeah, it just felt like it was just disregarded and deleted essentially.
Damn, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Shit.
It's okay. It's fine. At the end of the day, it is really kind of just a Discord server, like some people would say, like it's just the Discord, but still people did put time into to help out.
Yeah, exactly. Like you put in your efforts and your own free time to help him out, and then I can imagine it feels a bit shitty to have it all deleted just like that.
Yeah.
So I think this is a pretty good segue into the actual drama that's going on. From my understanding, there are 2/3 big things that happened here.
Yeah.
And you could correct me if I'm wrong here. The first one is what was going on in the Minecraft Gergville. I think that's what it's called, right?
Right.
Gergville.
Right.
What was going on in the world itself. What I've heard from a few accounts is that Gerg would join the server randomly, break builds that he deemed were ugly, and then at some point he suggested the owner of the server, I think that's Cybermark.
Correct, yeah.
That he wanted he asked the server owner to shift the world border by 5k blocks or something like that.
I believe so.
So
yeah.
essentially things would be out of the world border and it would be like a fresh start. And a lot of people were against this idea I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Your work is getting deleted for no reason. And shortly after that, I believe Mark decided to stop hosting the server.
Yeah.
Do you think those two were related in some ways? Know anything more about the situation that's going on, or do you think it's mostly accurate what I just said?
I believe what you've said is mostly accurate. I can't comment too much on the actual what he did in the server because I never joined. I kind of kept to the Discord side of things, but
Okay.
in the chats, I did see a lot of the moderators for the Minecraft server were really upset about this decision that they'd made, and they felt like they weren't being heard about what could have been done instead. So a lot of them wanted to leave and not help out anymore, and were annoyed at the fact that Gerg would just ignore the server for ages, come on, cause in their eyes a lot of distress and annoyance in deleting stuff, and then come back, and then they had to kind of fix that and just deal with the problems of people complaining about it.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's very valid for the people that play on that server to be upset about something like this, right? Usually this is like communicated a while in advance, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Out of nowhere, like, yo, we're changing the server up. But I think that's one of the first things, the major events that led to the Gerg drama that's going on right now. Would you agree with me in there?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Then the next big thing, it's I've heard it been called the Cope Doc. That's the name that I've heard it come to me. It's a Word document of Gerg essentially addressing three big things.
Yeah.
That happened recently. The first one is the pigger joke in one of his YouTube videos.
Right. Yep.
Honest to God, my opinion, I think it was a funny joke. I haven't got much to say
That's
about that. It's just
fair.
like
That's
I haven't got anything to say about that, right? Like if you get upset about that, fair enough. But that's not the thing. The second one, I also don't have a problem with. I actually don't know much about this. The Technoblade comment that Gerg made.
Right. Yeah.
I think in the Discord or something, he said, "I don't appreciate it when people dance around like a corpse for money or some shit."
He said that on
unknowingly
on Twitter.
Oh, is it right?
He said
Twitter.
Yeah, on
Oh,
Twitter,
my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that it turns out that it was like Tommy Innit doing it with Technoblade's father to raise money for a charity.
Yeah,
right? He didn't know that.
Correct.
But it's the third one specifically that I'm mostly interested in. It's the N-word allegation. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think you had a role to play in that, right?
Yeah, so this was said in the admin chat this was on the 18th of September, and I took the original screenshot of him saying this, and the context kind of behind it was him having a go at Lazy in the announcements channel saying, "At everyone, it's Hatsumiku's birthday," or something like that, right? But,
yeah, I've got the image right here. Someone actually sent it to me. It's at Lazy Gamer, I've told you time and time again, do not at everyone.
Yeah.
It's fucking worthless because, and then he goes on a tirade about why you shouldn't do at everyone for no reason.
But the context behind that, in my eyes, as someone that was on the server and kind of running it, it was this at everyone thing wasn't all the time. I'd say it was like maybe once per month, and it kind of became a feature of the server, and people were aware of it happening. And then Gerg obviously came back annoyed by it and said that whole rant, and then obviously ended it with his slur. You'll probably see two screenshots of that floating around. One of them, the smaller one in the mobile phone form factor, is my one.
Yes.
That's my screenshot, which I took. And then you will also see Gerg's own screenshot, as you can see, because he's replying to Lazy and he's got that ping thing. So it's his own screenshot of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sent that somewhere and got hold of it somehow. He's then in his doc, he's got his screenshot with a cover up, which he's edited. If you look quite closely, you can kind of see that he's shifted it.
Yes, I wanted to mention that to you. In the doc, the slur is left out. I think he might have deleted that before taking that picture, but do you think that's what he did? Do you think
he either deleted it or he's edited it, so he's moved the text down ever so slightly to cover up that. I'm not quite sure what he's done, but he either that.
Well, yeah, you'd have to investigate the pixels.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you'd have to.
Is that really worth it?
Well, yeah, you'd have to count the pixels, but I do know that he has edited that because obviously he understands that it's not a good look for him. Otherwise, why else would he edit it and then not have a problem with him going around and defaming other people and saying it's fake and blaming it on certain things? Because he's blamed these supposed fake screenshots on two people now, two different stories, which I think is quite interesting. And
yeah, so I think it's Laugh and Bishop. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, correct. The first announcement he made in the announcements channel, which I showed you the screenshot of, is where he's blaming this other content creator, Laugh, who wasn't a content creator at the time, but I believe Laugh reached out a long while ago to try and help out with making a server with his minigames.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think there was something to do with money, and Gerg got mad about it. But then he's blaming Laugh that he took a random message, posted it, and doctored it. But then that's different to his story in the doc, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. I haven't spoken to Laugh yet to ask them about the situation specifically. So I'm afraid I don't know much about that side of things.
Yeah.
But I have spoken to Bishop about the allegations against him.
Correct. Yeah.
Can you tell me what you know about the allegations specifically against Bishop?
So with Bishop, I don't know too much about his own personal life, but I believe there was some sort of potential relationship going on like ages ago. Don't necessarily quote me on that, but I do know that for a long time he was not interested in Gerg, and it hasn't been a continuous gay crush, as Gerg likes to call it. I wouldn't say that it's because of that. And I'd also like to mention that Bishop isn't also the mega mastermind behind all of this. It's been a combination of a lot of staff members and other actors kind of coming forward and saying something.
Yeah, no, from the few people I've spoken to, it sounds like it's just everyone individually coming out one by one.
Yeah.
And then reaching out to each other after the fact that it happened. Kind of just spoke about the situation together.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the server as an example, right?
The
one that they're in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Discord server, after the whole drama thing started,
Yeah.
ended up getting nuked. It got deleted.
Yes.
How did it end up getting deleted? That's what I'm curious about.
Okay, so a little bit funny. Basically, what kind of happened is I took that screenshot ages ago, and I sent it to one of my friends that I'd made through the Discord to show. I was like, "Whoa, look at this!" And then he was, this is Nuggets, by the way. I just thought I'd give him a little shout out. Anyway, sent it to him, and then we kind of like collated information. We didn't want to release it straight away to kind of build up something. Anyway, getting to the server deletion, we got to the point where it kind of was peaking, and Gerg had kind of come on to us and had realized what was happening with these photos, and he really wanted to try and cover up. And then at the time of the Minecraft server said it was going to be closed, I then I changed the permissions of one of the other moderators, or a couple of the moderators, who were rightfully annoyed, and they essentially nuked the server. And then
so you gave moderators that were pissed the power to basically do anything to the server. Oh, that's devious.
Of kind of like Gerg deleting channels, so they deleted channels, and then once everything had gone, Gerg then decided just to get rid of the whole server himself.
I mean, there was nothing left there. Everyone's probably confused.
Yeah.
It's like, just get rid of all of it.
I think it was also to potentially cover some tracks so we couldn't get any more screenshots, or because I've speaking to some other people, they've said they don't believe the screenshots because it's not a video, so it could be forged, which that's fine if you want to believe
That's
that.
Fine,
But the best proof that I can give is I can show that the original screenshot I took coincides with the timings of when it was said and the cover-up. So if you look into it a little bit, think about it a bit, you can see that the timings all add up. But that's just something you kind of got to look into, really.
Yeah, no, I've seen both the screenshot, the edited screenshot, and the video that was taken of it, and I mean, I don't think there's like that's pretty solid proof that he said the no word.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, the evil word.
Yeah, it is to me. It is to me. But obviously, there's people that want to deny it, and Gerg obviously wants to deny it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole server got nuked.
Correct.
Have you spoken to him during or after the nuking?
So my messages have our chat's been deleted now, but I sent him a little paragraph kind of saying, he asked me why did I do this, and I said sure, I'll tell you why. I was rightfully shocked that he would act this way and maybe say something like that, and I didn't respect it, especially as someone with like an internet presence and who have underage people watching his content. You know, he's a Minecraft YouTuber at the end of the day, and Minecraft is a kid's game. So I said that, and then he came back to me and said, "Oh, you're just a snake. Why have you been a snake for months, essentially?" And then blocked me.
That's I can imagine that must be both annoying but also liberating at the same time. You know, don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
Yeah.
I think that's mostly the gist of what's been going on, right? The drama with the server, drama with everything, and now all the allegations that's happening, right? The mistreatment of employees. Well, I'm calling it people that basically helped them out.
Yeah.
A lot of those words being used. Now, I'm curious, how was this the first time he was using language like this, or has this been going on for a while and you just happened to catch it this time?
So what I believe, that's the first time he decided to use that language in like the no word, as he said, in our server. But from my understanding, he's been using it in other servers, and I think there's a couple screenshots of him using it elsewhere. So yeah, take that as you will.
Fair enough.
I'd like to comment on like the joke he made in his video with the pigs.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think it's a little bit distasteful. I understand that potentially it's dark humor, but in relation to the screenshots that I have and the kind of stuff that we know, I feel maybe it's a little bit pointed. But I guess you can play it off as a poor joke.
Well, yeah, it depends on the person making the joke, right? You can have the sweetest person in the world making that joke, and you'd be like, all right, that's pretty silly. But when you find out that he's been using stuff like that,
exactly,
you don't know what he means with that, right? There could be a meaning behind it.
Exactly.
We shouldn't be psychoanalyzing an individual here. We should be just looking at what he's saying.
Yeah, of course.
Going off of that.
Of course.
I think that was most, if not all, of what I wanted to cover with you.
Okay.
Is there anything specifically you want to comment on that I didn't mention that you feel like you want to just get out or just talk about?
To be honest, at the end of the day, I think the way that he's kind of handled it is pretty poor. I think if in an ideal world, he should have just owned up to it, apologized for it, maybe cut off the people that if he didn't like them, like cut me off, that's fine. And just moved on and promised to be better instead of... I think he's created more drama than he needed to by releasing this document and kind of defaming Bishop and bringing laugh into it. So those are my 2 cents, really.
I think with the final question I'll ask you is how do you feel about all of this? How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Oh yeah, to be honest, I'm fine. I'm pretty self-assured in myself, and I'm not letting it affect me really. That I don't like.
That's good.
It's just internet drama, really. But that's all.
Yeah, that's good. That's admirable, man. I mean, you already sort of said something that's similar to this, but is there anything you would want to say to Greg directly if you could now?
If I could, honestly, no. I don't really want to engage with the guy. I don't respect him that much.
All right. Well, with that, I think that's all the questions I wanted to ask you.
Awesome.
So why don't you plug your stuff now? I think you've earned it, man.
I have nothing to plug.
Shit. All right. Then that's cool then.
No,
Ookey.
Yeah.
Your boy, Ookey.
Correct. Yeah.
Very nice then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, thank you so much for your time. But everything goes well.
Yeah. Enjoy making the video and enjoy life.
Thank you.
No worries.
I'm Bishop. I go by a couple different names, but that's what I'm known for primarily with this drama. I was a friend of Gerg's for, a couple years, and I just kind of got thrown into this whole drama.
Yeah, I've been keeping track of what's been going on. I've been talking to fellow admins, moderators. I have spoken to Ookey. I'm sure you know Ookey. He's the creator of, or not the creator of, but the person who essentially shaped Gergville into what it was before it got deleted. So you said you knew Gerg for a couple of years. Where did you meet him?
I met him on VCraft. He was one of those characters who you would find, and a couple of people didn't really like him that much. There was a rocky start, but got along. He hosted some like movie nights and those kind of things.
How would you say Gerg was treated by the overall community in VCraft?
He was kind of considered like a nuisance. Like he was a bit of a prankster, but sometimes he took it a little farther than needed. And
someone actually mentioned Gerg being a lolcow on the VCraft. Do you think you could vouch for that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a lolcow when people are doing like fake protests for you. So yeah.
Fake protests?
Yeah, he eventually, when the original, well, I guess second to original like admin, the guy running the server, stepped down. The new guy was basically sick of his shit and banned him, and people like did like a mock like protest because they thought it was funny to make fun of him being gone.
So people made like a fake protest? What were they chanting?
Yeah. I think they were chanting like Gerg Lives Matter.
God, and this is like several years ago, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You met Greg, and I guess you befriended him. How did you end up befriending him?
Well, there was kind of a, I don't know if this should be going in the public, think about it, but there was a private server that I will not mention further that was like people from there, and he has been banned from there several times, and eventually he started his own little private server because everyone was basically sick of his shit.
Then I guess you were invited to that?
Yeah, I happened to be one of the people that he like got along with enough that he wanted to keep around and play games and watch movies and that kind of thing. Just average small Discord stuff.
So what was Gerg like behind the scenes before he became a YouTuber?
I don't know. He's been kind of the same before and after. It's kind of kept the same kind of modus operandi of like, we're gonna play games when I want and that kind of thing. Because it's like when I say like it's like his server, like there was definitely a lot where if it's not focused around him, he kind of doesn't really give a shit. And so eventually people just kind of stop bothering if it wasn't specifically about him.
Okay. If you could describe Gerg in like a couple of words, what do you think you could assign to him?
I'm trying to think. Definitely
Difficult
egotistical. That's
Egotistical. Okay.
There's definitely a big ego, even before the YouTube channel. I've heard people describe him as bipolar. That would definitely be the list of words to describe.
I see. There was this group chat with Gerg and you and all the other friends, I guess, that were in there.
Yep.
When Gerg started his YouTube channel and eventually the Gergville Discord, how many of the people from that server ended up becoming staff members?
So there was kind of like a core group, like the private server. So it was people like i6, Noided, Lazy Gamer. There was Acme was kind of, I don't know if he was like in the core group enough or not, but he was kind of in the same boat of me, like very little power on like the Gergville server. So I don't know what that says. Phobos MP4 was another person there. I think everyone else was mostly kind of uninterested in the YouTube channel. I'd say those are kind of the main players, yeah.
And from these players, how would you say the interactions with them and the other staff members were, and with Gerg? How was that dynamic?
Definitely was kind of ego thing going on there, as not to the same extent as Gerg, but this is the YouTube channel of my friend, and my friend says that I get to be an admin, so you have no say in whatever decision they came to.
Yeah. A power trip.
Yeah, definitely power trip stuff, yeah. I guess the way to describe the way they treated both servers is kind of like it was just kind of their little toy box.
How much did Gerg himself interact with the server?
With the like the Minecraft or Discord servers and
Both.
stuff. I mean, he didn't really interact that much on the Discord that I remember. Like, if he remembered to, he would like pop in to like a public channel or whatever. But it was very much a thing where he treated it as low maintenance. In the Minecraft server, he would have like sporadic joining, looking around, doing stuff, but it was very much like he would be in like the mood of, oh, I'm gonna join the Minecraft server and I'm gonna get rid of these builds that I don't like, and then we'll like log off for however long.
So he would go in occasionally, destroy builds he didn't like, and then log back out.
Yeah. He did at the very least have like a whole little service of like, he called it Goatsy. It was supposed to be like, you pay him diamonds or something like that, and he would upgrade your build, and was his kind of like covert way of not destroying too much, but also like making places look nice to his feeling at least.
Well, I think this is a good opportunity to shift into the main drama that's been going on. Because a lot of the people that I've seen covering the situation have been focusing mostly on the doc that he released. But the drama started way before then, right?
Oh yeah.
What do you say would be the catalyst or just the start, according to you?
From what I remember, it probably started with when he took a 8-month break from the Minecraft server. Like, he never really played on it. There was like a brief moment where he tried to do survival, said, no, this is boring. I'm just gonna fly around and make stuff or blow stuff up. And
yeah.
So he took like a long break from the server, joined back, and decided he was gonna redo the whole spawn towns and everything. It was all the player made stuff there. And eventually he decided, well, there's updates coming up and we can't keep expanding the map. And he also didn't want to bother with doing more renovation, for lack of a better word. So he came up with an idea, what if we just move the world border? Because he didn't want to reset the map for whatever reason. And that was kind of the final straw for people, because they put a lot of effort into their builds and their farms, and they would keep their items or whatever, but they would have to like move all their storage to like a designated location where it would be safe, and it just made a lot of people mad. And from there, I think with all that kind of heat going on and all these demands that Gerg had for the guy who actually owned the Minecraft server, because he didn't actually own the server. He basically paid the guy an exposure, if even.
Yeah, a guy named Cybermark, right?
Yep.
I think he was an admin on the server as well, correct?
Yeah, once he decided that there was going to be a Minecraft server, he gave Cybermark admin on there, and after kind of having the whole setup done, he kind of just let Cybermark do what he wanted to do. Apparently there was some amount of conflict behind the scenes, and I guess with this whole drama, there was a turning point where he was like, you know what, it's not worth hosting this, because he was paying like $100 a month just to keep the server up.
Yeah.
And so he said he was going to pull the plug. Gerg begged to at least give 7 days. He was like, okay, fine. And the plan moving forward was the map reset, order mover, whatever, was going to be postponed until he could find someone else to host. He gave it a day to look, and then threw his hands up in the air and said, no, this is too much effort.
I see.
So the server was basically put on as Dead Man Walking, I guess.
That's what I heard to be the first events. I think there were stuff going on the actual Discord server as well, right?
There was like one little flare up where I think Ookey gave Nugget like access to make a sticker that was like Gerg's face before the reveal, and like nobody saw it and no one really cared, but it was kind of funny.
Well, I heard from Ookey that Gerg would apparently delete channels that he deemed to be bloat.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, on the Discord server for sure. Yeah, there was like an issue where he would just, because he really doesn't understand Discord for whatever reason. or at least like the kind of bigger servers that you can like hide channels from view and all that. So he, for a while there, if there was just too many channels on his screen, he would just like delete them all. And like I think Ookey went out of his way to like make little private channels that were like specifically so he couldn't see, just so people could have like a spot that they knew wasn't gonna get deleted. Yeah, there was like one issue where he was in one of these moods of like, well, I need to clean up the Discord server, and like deleted an art channel that was like there from the very beginning, and there was like a lot of fan art and like stuff that like he liked and people liked, and he just deleted it and was like, oh wait, you can't undo that. It was gone forever.
I heard that pissed off a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
And things were escalating altogether, leading to the big deletion event. But there was a lot of things that happened before that deletion event. Do you think you could describe it a little?
Okay, so if I can remember correctly, the Minecraft server was officially decided it would no longer continue. There was already a branch off server with like a lot of former like Minecraft Jannies, because there was kind of a weird split where people would have power on the Discord but not on the server, and power on the server but not on the Discord. And a lot of them were basically leaving there, and behind the scenes as well, they were talking about how Greg didn't like the people that Mark picked out for the Minecraft server. So like JJMK was like someone he was like, no, he's not gonna get any Janny. There was a couple people like a Pixel with like a Y, or a couple of different other people that like rubbed them the wrong way, and they weren't gonna reinstate them for any kind of moderator power. I think that's really all that I can think of for like before.
Because after the whole divide thing happened, I believe Ookey decided to give some of the moderators perms, admin perms. And then from what I've heard, the server started getting nuked by these moderators.
Yeah, they were basically like ready to blow stuff up because they were obviously being treated very poorly, and they wanted to have like something to take back, I guess.
As like a
Or
way to
take
out their
on.
frustration. From this outburst, I heard that the Gerg N-word incident was leaked from that.
There were a couple other times before that this image was like sent out. You know, it was covered up fairly quickly because there was no drama, so no one was paying attention whenever it showed up. But now that there was actually like something happening, that was, I guess, the time that they decided to strike with it, and people actually saw it.
Yeah, so the context behind that image, from what I've heard and seen, is that Lazy put an at everyone that it was Miku's birthday, and Gerg really did not like that, where the N-word was dropped when speaking to Lazy. Do you know where this chat originated from?
That was in the admin chat for the Gergville Discord. It would have been admins and senior mods. I was, for whatever reason, deemed a senior mod, but so that's why I was able to see it. And there were a couple other senior mods as well, I think. I know like Acme was one. I don't remember if there was any non-friend group people for sure. I think there were like one or two maybe, but that's where it was.
Yeah, so the image was taken by someone. And where was it first leaked?
I'm trying to remember when it first happened. I think there was one attempt. I think Nuggets one time sent it in the chat and it got deleted pretty quick. And then there was another one where there was an account. I forgot the name. It was like a throwaway account that was like Minecraft Leak or some kind of LARPy name like that. That was, I think they were trying to spam it in the server, and then they got banned, and there was like a whole panic in. I think they had the panic in specifically the private server.
Before this image was leaked, Gerg was saying some no-no words, and was Gerg known for using language like this?
He wasn't opposed to it and didn't really care.
Yeah.
And I think especially when he started his YouTube channel, he was like trying to force himself not to. It wasn't like he was like morally opposed to it.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Minecraft server got nuked, the Discord server got nuked, and eventually, from the doc itself, you were blamed for the downfall of the server. And in the doc, Gerg went into heavy detail about essentially a, as he calls it, a gay crush that you had where he calls you an alcoholic and spiteful for rejecting him all those years ago. I guess a good question to start off with is, to what extent have you been involved in the downfall of the Discord, if you have been involved at all?
I mean, I guess mainly it was just being friends with Ookey, and how it kind of worked out was I was I was kind of aware that Ookey might have been up to something, but it was also like really good for the server, because I guess up to something's not really the best words, but like he was kind of getting one back at Greg for all the stuff that he's done to the Discord server.
You didn't really play a role in the actual leaking or anything related to what caused the Discord to get deleted?
No, I
Here.
didn't play a role, and funnily enough, Gerg was very paranoid about like who got the screenshots and everything, and somehow got into his mind that the chat that was in the admin server, the screenshot, the initial version of the screenshot, there is the second, the initial version of the screenshot. No, there's the one from the phone and one from the desktop.
Oh yeah, okay.
So the one from the phone was, I believe, from Ookey, as far as I know. I'm still unclear on for sure if it was Ookey or not, but I assume so. And the paranoia was such that he assumed that it came from his server, and he like deleted his like private server entirely. Like the first time the phone one came out, and like I had a whole like kind of sit down saying we need to figure out who had that and who was leaking and this and that, and I forgot where I was going with that.
So he rounded everyone up and he said, right, we gotta find who did all this.
You have to figure out who did all this, because he got in his mind it was not someone from Gergville server. It had to be someone who was in his private server for whatever reason. He just doesn't remember the one thing that could have come back to bite him.
From the sounds of it, you were kind of just a spectator to everything that was going on, and from your own, based off of your own judgment, you basically decided not to just do anything. You just didn't do anything about it, right? You were like, whatever happens, happens. You put your hands up, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So when the Discord got exploded, it didn't officially go down until later, but when it initially got exploded, they had like a whole VC and they were trying to figure out who did what and who's involved, and they were literally like sending like Lazy Gamer as a spy into like the server of like the people that were either going to be kicked out or like upset about how the Minecraft server went down. And they were trying to get like evidence of like, okay, who sent stuff and all that, and they were like telling me that I had to like see if like Ookey was in there and stuff like that, and I did lie about that, like, because I didn't really care that Ookey sent it anyways, to be honest. Like, it's like real, but and that's I think where the suspicion happened, with like it being pinned on me, because like they were like, well, if he wasn't being completely honest with this, what if he was the one? They had in their mind that it had to come from their server. So I think the next day I woke up, or no, I think it might have been like a couple hours later, I saw that I was getting like a call from Gerg, and obviously I didn't pick up in time, so I think it was he called. I only noticed till after he stopped calling, and then he sent me a message about how he knows that I'm the one that was involved in leaking stuff, doing this and that and this and that. And between like the whole like hunting down to see if it was Ookey, and eventually they figured out, because like Ookey said something like the refugee server. Between that and getting kicked out, I was added to like Ookey's friend group. Like, he made like a little server for like people who are involved there, and I kind of helped them figure out like, well, what are we gonna do? Are they still into the refugee server? Are they doing this or that? And I did share like a couple screenshots from the private one to let them know like the up-to-date information on if they should be concerned about anything or whatever.
So you kind of just sent some behind-the-scenes images basically to the defectors.
Yeah, and it was specifically like the private little Ookey server, not like the one that's kind of more public. Like it was just personal friends of like Ookey, that because he was talking about quitting Discord if or when the whole Gergville thing blew up, and people didn't want to see him go, so he got enough people together that were like friends but like trustworthy.
Yeah. Alright. When everything started happening, and the witch hunt was started by Gerg, you were blamed at first. And ever since then, you basically said, all right, well, if you accuse me of this shit, well, fuck you then. Okay. I guess that makes a little more sense.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a thing where he didn't really like he wasn't really listening to me when I was talking to him, and I could tell. You can tell with Gerg, like when he's in his like diatribe, like I don't know if I call it ranting at you, but like he's basically saying this is how it is, and there's nothing that's going to change his mind on it. So I really didn't care at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, you went like, fuck you, and then you decided to defect. Fully, at least. From a neutral position.
Like, I sent like one or two things there, like, well, I guess if that's over, you can have like the version of the screenshot that Gerg took. Like, it's already out there that he said it. Why not just send this and wash my hands of it?
Yeah.
I assume that was going to be about my only involvement, really.
And this is the N-word image, right?
Yes. I sent them because Gerg, in his infinite wisdom, saved his desktop version, specifically with him like making a check mark and everything for whatever reason. Like, if you can put up the Mr. Krabs looking at painting, but with the desktop version.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that version saved for whatever reason and like posted it to like the little private server during the LARP leaker one. And I thought, well, I might as well save it just in case.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. I can see the incentives. I'm gonna ask you some private questions here. You can tell me if you're comfortable talking about these or not. The gay little crush part and the alcoholism part. Could you go into that a little bit?
So I thought there could have been something there, and I did quickly realize that no, that it wasn't just a facade. He really is that way, and I was like, no, not actually that interested.
So there was a crush at some point.
Yeah, I mean it was very touch and go on that for sure, and I think you can tell from saying things like gay little chuddy. That's
sorry. Gay little chuddy. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah,
and we can round that into the alcoholism, because like,
yeah,
saying I'm a gay little chuddy being driven to drink, like that's very much a joke thing. And like I did get pretty drunk at one point there. Like, I'm sure there were plenty of people there that saw that I was a bit drunk, but like, I got over that. Like, obviously I'm not like incomprehensibly drunk right now, so I don't know if that proves or disproves the alcoholism thing.
Well, it's difficult to prove things from the past, and I mean, like, all of this happened years ago, and Gerg did say himself that you mellowed out a bit after you guys talked it out at some point. Yeah?
I mean, we never really talked it out, I guess, for like, I guess for the alcoholism thing, I mean, he was just more annoyed because I was annoyed at him over something, and I was a bit drunk.
Yeah.
And that's where the VM comes from, of course. He kind of construed it in a different way, because of course he has a very, very passionate feeling about Overwatch. You don't match his standards, he gets very upset. And I don't know if I still have the message saved, but he did tell me that, let me actually look it up right now. If I have it, he could have deleted it, but he was basically telling me there is one. I don't know why cozy drink. As I said, you're reading too much. I don't want to be a dick about it. I just want to play Overwatch. I want to play ranked with Miyagi. Either he sucked, Phobos 2, honestly. So this was like this. I have to unblock him. So basically the whole like being drunk VM thing, like that was he's very like competitive about Overwatch. Well, I'm trying to play this game that you like to play. I want to be nice and all that, and I don't know how much that was conveyed through the drunken rambling, but that was basically the point of the VM was like, I'm trying to be a friend and play this game that you like and this and that, and you're literally like, well, I don't want to play with you. I'm going to go offline and just play with i6.
So these drunken ramblings that he points out are just about Overwatch and not actually related to Gerg.
Yeah.
And if you have like pictures of the original DMs to further like expand upon these messages.
I would have to unblock him to find the one here.
Oh, that's fine. You can send them later as well.
Okay. This is literally me in it saying your fucking Overwatch shit is driving me to drink.
This has driven me to drink. Like I've tried so hard to play Overwatch with you. Just
you can tell it was pretty bad that day.
Oh, I see. So all this basically, yeah, no, okay. I think I got a decent image. I mean, if you can send me a couple more like later on, that'd be nice. But I think I got a reasonable enough sketch of what's been going on. And to loop this back around to the actual drama part, Gerg was looking for a way out because it's very clear from the evidence I've seen that he did actually say the N-word, but he's very much trying to avoid that and saying it's all fake, and then pitting that being fake on you, and then uses your past with the alcoholism, which is now, you tell me, is not actually related to him, it's actually related to Overwatch. From the sounds of it, you were being framed for like your past behaviors, and you're being framed for fabricating like evidence against Gerg that's supposedly meant to be fake, but it's real. How did all of that make you feel?
Well, it was, at first, it was just, he decided on a story, he gave the very, very, very bare bones, didn't even mention my name. I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really care if it was just like basically unstated. It was kind of annoying because it was obviously like lying about me and also putting something out there, but you know, it was whatever. But the other people involved obviously cared a lot and were very upset, and they continued doing what they were doing. Like, they weren't being like stopped or being seen as the ones that were behind him. They didn't care, and they kept going, and Gerg kept adding more details to further imply towards me until the doc released. So
yeah, I can imagine that came across as like a big shock. I had to find out the guy you've basically been supporting and been friends with for so long, that he just blames you for your quote-unquote gay little crush, and that all of this happened because of that, and it's none of his fault. It's just defaming. Yeah, no, it's a crazy situation. It really is.
Yeah, I guess the other thing to say was it was also a little demoralizing to see basically everyone, at least in like community posts or whatever, like especially like the bigger YouTubers, like immediately going like, oh yeah, sure Gerg, we believe you, yeah. Oh my god, the toxic yaoi, that's so crazy.
Well, I can understand where they come from. I'm sure there's some stuff going on in their service too.
Yeah, I will note that they he's a big YouTuber, apparently in YouTuber circles, and apparently didn't say the word in front of someone like Mr. Crafty Masterman, but who should be more aware of this, but putting it out there that he's apparently talked to him in private, but Gerg also hates him, and I'll also put that out there.
All right, noted. With that, I think I've gotten a better image of who Gerg was, how the whole situation happened, and I was mostly interested specifically in the whole part of how you got blamed for the whole drama thing. To me, it sounds like Gerg was just looking for a scapegoat, and since he had all of this information and stuff on you, it just sounds like he took all that and went with it. If there's anything you would like to specifically mention or talk about, feel free to mention that now.
There was definitely a time where like I wasn't sure on like the status of like if he knew about if I was interested at all in him or not. And there's, when people say there's a toxic yaoi thing, it's definitely him being the more toxic one, because like it's very much there's definitely like the feeling that like information's being traded behind your back when it comes to like him and his friends more so than other people.
All right, well, in that case, I'll finish off with one last question. Were you aware of Gerg's let's just say, more dodgy accounts on particular websites. Does do the kiwifarms and rdrama sound familiar to you?
Oh yes, of course.
Did you know about
Yeah,
Gerg's accounts on there?
Oh, he talks. Oh, he talks about like he watches Mad at the Internet. That's the show that's run by the guy who runs the Kiwi Farms. And he talks about his obsessions with like people like Finster, and there's even like a whole kind of in joke there about how obsessed he is with trans women.
Now, I haven't heard much about his obsession for trans women, but I've done a little bit of investigation into the accounts that he owns. The rdrama account is sadly mostly privated, but the Kiwi Farms one I think is quite telling. He often speaks there of trans people in a negative light. With this in mind in the context, do you see Gerg using the foul language he's used before? Would you see that in a different light?
I mean, I always kind of knew, and like he like previously on VCraft, people would joke about how he like took creep shots and all that, and so he kind of had a history with it, and I guess that was kind of one of the things that kind of kept me away from like thinking about it as like a serious thing.
So I guess it all came across as a joke to you before you found out about the websites?
Yeah, I mean, I assumed it was more so like the edgy online kind of thing, and it turned out he was like a lot more obsessed than I even imagined.
With that out the way, is there anything you would want to say to Greg if you could? Or Gerg?
This could have been resolved peacefully in DMs. You could have treated Ookey better. I got to know Ookey fairly well. It's not that hard, and yeah, this probably could have been easily stopped if you took a second to think about the way you were treating people.
All right. Well then, Bishop, thank you very much for your time. I greatly appreciate it. I think I have a much better understanding of what took place and everything surrounding that. Do you have any plugs that you want to give?
If I actually finished my games, I would have something, but I guess if you want to follow that, you can find my Twitter. It is currently at pending_drama. I might just keep it that way, just because it's kind of funny.
Ironic. All right, pending_drama. Yeah, Bishop, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
Gerg has stepped through a minefield for far too long and has finally faced some consequence. He made a distasteful joke, commented on Technoblade's passing without any background knowledge, and has made horrible decisions managing his community, outright throwing a staff member under the bus just to get out of the situation. This, combined with the statements of Ookey and Bishop, and his shady accounts on rdrama and Kiwi Farms, brings into question what kind of character Gerg really is. Once again, that is not for me to decide, but for you. Although I feel I have gotten a good understanding of the opposition side, journalism would not be complete without hearing out the other side as well. I hereby formally invite Gerg himself to give an account of everything discussed in this video. Chances are that this video will end up ignored anyway. Maybe Gerg's old friend that pushed him to start his channel might be able to connect me with him. Oh wait, that's me.